I think people made this mistake. I think a lot of people on the political left and a lot of people in the media made this mistake. They said, wow, if Tom Cotton is saying something, it can't be true, or they assumed that. And that's not right. It seems like a lot of people, including a lot of people in the media, leaped to dismiss the lab leak theory because of where it was coming from. And the reality is we don't yet know how COVID started.
Well, even the left-wing media admitting they were wrong not to take our next guest seriously over his concerns about COVID-19 and the theory it leaked from a Wuhan lab. GOP Senator Tom Cotton joins us now. Senator Cotton, thanks for being with us. I'm sure there's some sense of vindication for you some year plus later. But the vindication, I'm sure, is short-lived when you have to answer the question about why. Why did this happen? Why was the theory that this could have occurred, could have emanated from a lab, not just dismissed and not just ignored, but actively undercut, called a conspiracy, called a racist theory? Why do you think that happened?
Well, it's good to be on with you. Now, the only sense I have is a sense of relief that we're finally going to try to find the true origins of this virus. And I think all the evidence points towards those labs in Wuhan. And if we find out that's the origins of this virus, then China really needs to pay. They haven't paid enough yet for unleashing this plague on the world. I don't think that China's going to reveal what happened in those labs anytime soon. I think they're going to continue to try to cover it up. And if that's the case, I think it's reasonable for the American people to draw the conclusion that China is covering up an accident in those labs.
But why do you think we were told something different for the better part of a year? Why did the media tell us this story was a conspiracy?
Well, Will, that lead-in clip you had, I thought told it very well. It's the fact that I was one of the first people to say it, and then President Trump said it as well. And let's just say that most folks in the media don't care for our politics. So if it's coming from us, they immediately want to discount it.
So it's just a reactionary instinct in that case. Okay, I want to ask you about this as well. You and Congressman Dan Crenshaw have both put together a campaign urging military whistleblowers to report woke training programs that are coming up throughout the military. Tell us why.
Well, we've heard from an increasing number of troops, Will, across the military who are very, very worried about the kind of really racist training that they're getting, training that says that certain races are inherently oppressed or oppressive, that certain races are inherently privileged, or that certain races are inherently victimized. That really is Marxist in its roots, and that's hostile to everything that we want our soldiers to think and to fight for. Fighting for our Declaration, our Constitution, our way of life, especially on this Memorial Day when we're remembering and expressing our love and gratitude for all of those service members who gave the ultimate sacrifice over the last 250 years for the defense of this country's freedom. We want to make sure that we're teaching the next generation of our warriors that they should love this country, that this country is a good and noble place, and they should stand arm in arm with their buddies to their left and the right, fighting for this country irrespective of their race or creed or background.
Senator Cotton, I think it's undeniable at this point that it's not just the military, for that matter. As we all know, it's making its way into school districts across the country as well. This idea that everything has to be defined by race. How is that connected? You just mentioned this. Tell us how that's connected to Marxism.
Well, Marxism is a pretty simple worldview that says that we are not individuals. We're merely members of a larger group. You know, for Karl Marx, it was about your economic class, about capital and labor. Today, the critical race theory movement replaces those material interests with race and said you can't be an individual, you have to be a representative of your racial group. And again, that's an inherently Marxist view that is deeply hostile to the American ideal announced in the Declaration that we are individuals created in the eyes of God with equality and dignity, and that we should respect every individual as an individual.
Yeah, deny us as individuals, assign us to groups, and then divide us into oppressor and oppressed is the critical component of any Marxist ideology. You have a new op-ed up, Senator. It's at foxnews.com. It says, Memorial Day honors courage, sacrifice of the greatest champions of liberty in history. What does this day mean to you?
Well, this is the day that we remember our fallen and their families and all that they have sacrificed. So it's in some ways a sad and mournful day, but in other ways it should be a day of great pride and gratitude that we express our love for all of those who gave that ultimate sacrifice and their families, that they are willing to fight for our country and to lay down their lives in defense of this nation. So while I remember with great sadness those that we have lost, I also remember them with great pride and gratitude as well.
Yes, Senator, before you served in Congress, you served in our military. It's always important. We've talked about this to help make this story personal. Is there anyone in particular, any group of people in particular that you served with that you're remembering on this day?
I served at the Old Guard at Arlington National Cemetery between my 2 tours in Iraq and Afghanistan. So we laid to rest some of our nation's truly great heroes when I was there, something that I can never forget. Unfortunately, some of those that rest in Arlington I served with as well. I was just there a few days ago to visit the graveside of Lieutenant Colonel Mark Stratton, an Air Force leader who was killed in Afghanistan, with whom I had trained 12 years ago last week. And I remember his family and the sacrifices they made, and that families like theirs have made all across the country.
All right, Senator Cotton, thank you for sharing those thoughts with us and being with us on Fox and Friends this morning.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.